Like, muted us.
Oh, did you ever on mute?
Yeah, I didn't realize we were on mute.
Wait a minute, too. Sometimes in the past week or so, YouTube's been kind of bad about their sending notification. Okay, I know some people say they want to mute us. Oh, did you ever on mute?
Yeah, I didn't realize we were on mute.
Wait a minute, too. Sometimes in the past week or so, YouTube's been kind of bad about their sending notification. Okay, I know some people say they want to mute us. Oh, did you ever
People watching already. How's everybody doing out there? We're going to give it a couple more minutes. Got a little different setup here, obviously. Been graced with the presence of the man himself.
No, I think it's my pleasure.
No, I don't know about that. How's everybody doing out there? We're going to give it a couple more minutes.
As everybody sees, we're reporting live from Black Lion's headquarters. Came up for the week to hang out with James and Nick. Been having a good time, smoked some good cigars. We figured what better way than to do a live unboxing of December since I'm going to be here in town. So again, we want to say thank you to everybody that's already currently a member. Looking forward to the growth of more people being added in. We got a lot of big things in store for you guys. I'm telling you, December is going to be a really crazy month, as the members will find out too today. So. We got some feedback. I think that's with volume up.
Yeah, so feedback should be taken care of at this point. Should be is the key word in that. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry, sitting there now. Anybody smoking anything good today?
We're trying to figure this out. I think we got this. I think we are finally good, Mr. McCoy.
Got it up.
Sorry, Mr. Real. Mr. Real.
I think I'm gonna pay to have my name changed.
Sure, that wouldn't be the worst way to use that money.
Mm-hmm. Dave, what's going on? We got Ricardo in the building. Cowboy, what is going on? Hopefully everybody's doing well, man. It is cold. It's cold up here. I'll tell you that. I still don't know if I brought the right coat or not.
You did not bring the right coat, and he made the rookie mistake of leaving the coat in the car overnight. So you come out to a car that's less than 30 degrees.
Yeah,
that coat's just as cold. Listen, that's Pennsylvania problems. Memphis isn't quite that bad.
It's cold, but it's the wind that's been problematic. So, but I guess we got 27 people here.
Yeah. So hey, before we get going, Frank, I see you. Ricardo, I see you. Make sure you let those Discord guys know we're live, because I don't need Campos yelling at me again that he doesn't pay attention to social media. It's his fault, but I'll get the brunt of it. So I don't want my photo, photoshopped anymore. Then it has to be in that group.
Oh, you've been photoshopped either?
Too many times.
I'm gonna have to join that group now, man. I need some ammunition against you.
Oh man. Oh, Big Bulldog's got 12 inches of snow. We had snow last night, man. It was not in the forecast. Next, we woke up to it. So.
E&D, we're not smoking anything too crazy, so we don't want to give anything away. This could be some stuff that might be in the future boxes. So, but nothing too extraordinary.
Yeah. So Crooked, got your email last night. It was with Ron, obviously, because he's here. I was digging through the humidor this morning, so I've got a reply with pictures back and prices and all that stuff for your request. Ron can tell you, we were out late driving around. One of the great things about Pennsylvania, for those that you may not have realized it, but you don't get charged sales tax when you order through Black Lion Luxuries, just because there's no sales tax in Pennsylvania on tobacco. So we have a plethora of shops in the region. So he's taking Ron to some of the honey holes around here. You found some Illusiones from
2016.
Yeah.
Some warped cigars that were pretty old too, and I didn't remember that it wasn't any tobacco tax or sales tax on it until I went to the register. I was like, oh man, Memphis, this would have been $120, $130. Walked out of the door with some nice cigars for $70. So
yeah,
no complaints.
So yeah, so we finished packing all the club boxes yesterday. Took Ron to a couple of shops. So got your email typed and ready to go. Just got to hit send on it. So hopefully you will be happy with what I can give you or provide to you. So all right, shall we?
Oh yeah.
All right, so it feels weird doing this because this is why Ron's part of the team, right? This is what Ron excels at, is social media and the marketing, and I just the guy behind the scenes that packs a lot of freaking boxes. This month I had the pleasure of Ron helping because he was up, and Actually, the only reason he helped is because we ran into a little bit of a snag this month. So as you all know, Ron and I work pretty hard to project out 6 to 12 months for club sticks. Unfortunately, we had something that was beyond both the cigar manufacturer and Black Lion Luxuries control that unfortunately derailed our plans.
Yeah.
That's a nice way of saying it.
Yep.
I mean, there were some other curse words that I dropped, obviously. Ron was just shaking his head, crying. I was crying. It was just not pretty because, as many of you know, we've teased out this was supposed to be December, our 6-month anniversary, and it was supposed to be the introduction of the first RonReal Black Lion exclusive cigar. That cigar has been delayed. It's just plain and simple as that. So when that cigar was delayed, it derailed over half the plans for the box. Because as you know, when we're curating and Ron's working his magic, we take the time to look at all the flavor profiles. We look at the wrapper binder filler combinations because we want to make sure we're not hitting you with 4 cigars that are all pepper, 4 cigars that are all chocolate. We really like to have a good variety and stick to our mission of providing cigars that you may have overlooked and you may have walked by in the humidor. So we take that very serious. It's not just a plug and play, and we've got to figure out which cigar can we get at a moment's notice just to do. Luckily, we have inventory here. We have been purchasing out for future months. And so while it was kind of a nightmare there for a little bit.
Yeah, I think me and James were talking about that at first when we first found out the news. We were kind of sitting there kind of trying to process everything, but actually, I think it's going to work out better in the long run. We'll get into more of the information about numbers and stuff like that for club members later on in the live, but it turned out to be better, and just kind of goes back to everything happens for a reason. So, but it still doesn't lessen the blow when you have a thought process and then the day of it's like, nope, this isn't going to happen. So
yeah, so we're leading with this because listen, Ron and I are very realistic people. We understand life is what it is. People make the 2020 joke. I see a couple of them already. I don't believe in that, man. Listen, 2020 is what it is. 2009 was what it was. 1999 is like stuff happens. You handle it, you move on, and that's how that's how I like to live my life. Shit happens. It happens every day. What you do upon that, and how you rebound. So I'm very proud of how we rebounded. Like I said, we've worked hard to project out. So we knew cigars that we wanted and we had available to include and shuffle around. So you guys as club members did not feel the blow like we felt. And you did not cry like I cried, and Ron cried a little. So without further ado, this month, very, very proud to say happy 6th anniversary to our founding members. Those who have joined us along the way, very, very excited to can't believe it's 6 months already.
6 months. And, speaking on the 6-month thing too, we feel like we have a lot of I feel like we have the best members out there. And I look at other clubs and stuff like that too, but I still feel like and this isn't James, this is just me talking. I still feel like for value, I see people always putting the emphasis on value of what they're getting. I still feel like nobody out there is putting out what we're putting out at the price point we are. So, it's one of those things that maybe on down the road, who knows, a year or two from now, it could be a closed thing too. So I would just tell you guys, if you believe in, Black Lion like me and James do, share the word, get the name out there, man. Help us grow, help a good thing grow. So
yeah, absolutely. That was a good sales pitch. You do better than I do sometimes. But there was a moment in time where Ron and I had a conversation. Do we just close the club permanently moving forward because of the nightmare that was this? We're not going to do it, obviously. It was just a knee-jerk reaction. Yeah. So invite your friends, all your family. I will say December is very limited because of the finagling we had to do. Yeah. And when we get to the 4th cigar, we'll explain why. But without further ado, you know what it is.
And I would say too, of all the 6 months, I'm going to say, holiday season's coming up. Not going to say what was going to be originally in there, but this was, a thank you to all the founding members, people that are in there now. Plan switched up, but we still got a lot of value in this box. So yeah, very proud of this box.
Yeah, this is one, right? Ron curates and leads, and I make suggestions as appropriate. There's one cigar in here that I was very delighted that Ron agreed to. I sent it to him unbanded actually. I made a couple other people smoke it unbanded so we can figure out if this is what we want to do. And then once I pulled back the curtain on what the cigar is, and I think a lot of people are going to be excited.
I think so too.
All right, so here it is. The famous white box, plain and simple, nothing special, right? Ron and I are good old, blue collar people. Don't do anything fancy. Don't drive fancy cars. First thing off the bat you're going to see is Ron talk me into Black Lion Luxury sticker. It's here. There will be more of these in the future, and the lighting's terrible. We're doing this live.
Yeah. The sun finally started to piss. The sun's peeking out now. First time the sun's peeked out all week.
So nothing special again, but very good Black Lion Luxury stickers. Please do me a favor, slap these somewhere very important to you. So when you're out and about, people can see it. You can show off, you can talk about Black Lion, and, it is the best club out there. You want to go? Or you want me to go next?
Of course. Well, I'm not going to do any much. I'm just going to kind of show paper. But so we did, the original plan was to do 3 cigars for the month because of some other stuff we had planned. Backfire, or not backfire, but we had to backpedal on that. So you're going to get the 4 cigars that you traditionally get. So of course, the paper that has the 4 cigars, but we'll talk about the cigars here in a little bit.
Yep. So last month we partnered with HumiSmart as our official humidity sponsor. So thank you, obviously, to Josh and Brian at HumiSmart for choosing Black Lion as their premier club of choice to sponsor. So very delighted to actually unroll and unveil. Whenever you're ready, we have new bags. It's the little things, folks. It's the little things you can see on here. We wanted to make sure we got this great sticker. We got RonReal, Black Lion Luxuries logo. We have the hashtag BLL COTM for all those people out there that love hashtags. And then also, last but not least, Ron's personal quote: "Be driven, never motivated." So stepped it up a little bit for everybody. Nice little bag, a little better than those plastic ones I was sending you before.
I think these are going to be a little bit easy for people to reuse. But yeah, very, very nice bag. Again, shout out to HumiSmart for sponsoring the club. And I want to say, like you said, the Premier were the first club that they had any interest in. So I think that's just a testament again to what they're seeing that we've been doing in the first 6 months. And I think they realize what we got going on and where we're headed. So another huge shout out to them for that. So
so thank you, Josh, Brian. We appreciate you believing in what Ron and I are trying to accomplish here.
All right, the first cigar. This will be a pretty easy one for me. It's on record with me saying it's one of my favorite cigars, which I was very excited. Sometimes I'll recommend cigars, and of course, every cigar in the box can't be a $40 cigar. And everybody knows I smoke, I don't know, you probably smoke more expensive cigars than me regularly.
Yeah, I'll admit it.
Yeah, so this isn't this was kind of really crucial for me that this cigar was accepted by James and Nick. They both agreed that it was a great cigar. Phenomenal choice. So first one we're going to be looking at is the H. Upmann 175th. As you guys know how I feel about this cigar. Excellent cigar. I don't even think I've heard anybody say anything bad about it.
If they did, I wouldn't trust them.
Yeah. This cigar was blended by AJ Fernandez. This is one of my favorite blends that he does, and this is one of those cigars that retails for $17.90.
Yep,
99 cents. And I think it's a cigar that's completely worth it. So I'm very excited for the members to be able to smoke it. I know maybe some of you have smoked it already, but probably a lot of you haven't. Probably because price point scares you away, and that's another thing that we wanted to do in the club is give people the opportunity to be able to smoke all different kinds of cigars. So really, really excited about the Upmann 175th.
Yeah, so this is a Churchill 7x50 ring gauge. This is a classic staple when you look at what H. Upmann is doing in today's world. This one is it is technically a limited run, but not limited in the capacity of some of the smaller boutiques. But this is still very limited. It comes in 10-count boxes, beautifully packaged.
Yes, if you watch my humidor tour video, I have the H. Upmann 175th box in there, and I love how it's packaged because it looks like just a vintage Cuban box. How it has your box and then it has the cardboard outside. It's just a very majestic looking box. It's incredible. Nicaraguan Puro, of course.
Yep. What's
special about this is the wrapper is a Medio Tiempo wrapper, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's one of the rarest. It's the highest priming on the tobacco plant, and it's just not very abundant. And to get it in a Churchill size cigar in itself just is a testament to what AJ has on his farm. So
yeah, I mean, it's a phenomenal stick. So we thought, why not lead with that? So the next one is the one I mentioned earlier. I sent to Ron unbanded and had some other people smoke. So many of you experienced most likely your first M Bombay. I heard that a lot last month when we sent, excuse me,
the MS Delete.
Yep, the Torpedo. That's a very, you saw the price point. That's an everyday cigar you can grab and just enjoy. Great flavor profiles. And there's another line that they made called the M Cuba. So it's MQBA. For those that have talked to me on email or phone, I recommend it often because I call it Davidoff killer.
Yeah. I would agree with that. It's very delicate, very nuanced. It's a really good cigar for half the price of most Davidoff. So the regular M Cuba was good. I smoked this one. I think this one is even better. So again, this is another, for me, I think a knockout that I think we're just really excited to see the feedback from this box. I think I think a lot of you are going to be really pleased with this month.
So the next is then the M Bombay M Cuba Mayura. This was introduced just last year in 2019. This is the top of the line from M Bombay. You can see it comes in this great presentation. This is a glass tube. It's got, it's not wax, but it's sealed bottom that you have to rip and tear to get open. I promise you it's not that bad. Find the little spot where you can pull down, then you take it off. Well protected. It's just classic, beautiful, beautiful look. It's the best band they do because it's classic white.
Very simple. I like the simplicity of it.
Yeah, then it's got the gold accent. It's just an incredible cigar. This retails for $26.95. This is the most expensive cigar they do, but it's just an incredible value for when you smoke it. I think you'll see why we fell in love with it and why we were delighted. One of the other cool things is that Ron's agreed to also, not agreed, he's going to review because that's what he does. If you try to really find any reviews on this cigar?
No, so I definitely will be reviewing this cigar. It's kind of going to be one of those weird ones. So before we get any further, I probably won't do a poll voting. At some point in time over the next month or so, I'm going to touch on all the cigars that are in this club box. I feel like all of them are very special, so they will all get reviewed.
Yeah. So just delighted to be able to offer this cigar to you guys. It's just.
What about Intel? And then, so like, of course, it's in the glass tube.
What? But you ready? Go ahead. All right, you leave it.
When you take this out of the tube, I just want you to smell the tube, and then when you take the cigar out, just smell the cigar. The aromatics on this cigar is insane. Just a crazy cigar. What were you getting on it?
I was going to say, so actually, I wanted to dive into what it's made of.
Go ahead.
So when you get the paper, you're going to kind of maybe scratch your head a little bit. So it's Ecuadorian wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, straightforward, nothing special. Obviously, it's great tobacco. But that combination is very normal. When we get to the filler, it's from Paraguay, Peru, and Nicaragua.
How many cigars you know with Paraguayan tobacco in it? And I'm telling you, when I'm gonna be really interested to see what Mystical says about this one.
Mystical, we count on you. Don't let us down.
I think when a lot of you like the cigar, when you're so used to tasting Dominican tobacco and just Nicaraguan puros, even a lot of the guys out there that smoke Habanos, like you'll be able to just tell it's just a very, very different profile when you like the cigar. So I'll be really excited. Again, like we told you in the beginning, we're going to definitely try to push everybody's palate away from the regular run-of-the-mill stuff that you smoke all the time. And I think this is a really, really good example of it. Presentation's on point, flavor is too.
Yeah, and I would say when you take the top off, don't even pull the cigar out. Do the smell test, and I think you're just really going to capture the aroma and the notes that come out of it. And it's just, I can't speak higher of that cigar. And I was only introduced to it probably 4 or 5 months ago, and I've smoked too many since then to count. All right. Yeah. So number 3.
Y'all know how I feel about this company, so this was a no-brainer for me too.
Do we like this company?
Oh, love.
We love this company.
Love. So the next cigar is the Ilusione Fuma de Amor Clementes. This cigar actually scored, not that it matters, of course, everybody knows these lists are subjective, but this is the size that are scored in the top 3 on Cigar Aficionado. And I'm telling you, if you have smoked any of the other sizes, I've smoked through every size of this cigar. This is I can't stress that enough. You know how you'll smoke a cigar, there'll be 6 or 7 different Vitolas. Maybe none of them hit you, and then that one hits you. This is it. This is fantastic cigar. Everyday smoker, in my opinion.
Shout out to Miguel for taking care of us. Some of you that were on the Zoom with Miguel and Brian for Illusione know who I'm referencing. So thank you both for obviously continuing to just, and Dion. I mean, obviously it's Dion, but Dion likes his privacy.
Yep.
He doesn't come out to play too often. He just does what he does.
As long as he's doing what he's doing with the tobacco, you can stay hidden as long as he wants to. So
yeah. So very excited. This is a 6.5 by 48. So once again, kind of back with a little smaller ring gauges this month. The last cigar is the largest ring gauge we have, but Ron and I, this is kind of the wheelhouses of where we're at right now. I think it's kind of actually a trend in the market too. You're seeing a lot of these smaller ring gauges reemerge as a fan favorites. This is a Nicaraguan Puro, so 6.5 by 48, retails for $10.90. So another $10 or $11 cigar is available in the club for you guys to try. And so I'm going to take the lead on this last one. You may like, James, you're talking a lot. This is Ron's gig.
No.
But I
talk too much. I talk enough. So trust me, this is,
So when you get this cigar, it comes unbanded. You're going to notice right away, it's oily, it's dark, it's rustic.
It is. It's good.
So this, ladies and gentlemen, is a cigar that was never supposed to be in the club. This is what we call, or I call, because this cigar was blended before Ron's involvement. And I will say this, and I hesitate to say this F word because I don't want to plant the seed, but I kind of want the picture painted though.
Yeah.
This is the Black Lion Luxury Harrisburg Beer and Cigar failed blend. It's not a failed cigar. No. So we set out, like every other shop probably does in America, to create a house blend. You know, that $4 or $5 cigar you can grab, it's a yard guard, you give it to a buddy, and you're not going to lose sleep, but it's also a good cigar. Not great, good. We set out and quickly realized, well, as we're talking to them, they're like, you can't do that in that Batol. You've got to go larger. It's like, okay, great. So we got bigger ring gauge, a little bit longer. And then they're like, this is a $20 cigar.
Not a house blend.
It's not a house blend anymore.
Not a house blend.
And we were unwilling to compromise on what we wanted. And this is, when I say failed blend, it was supposed to be a house blend that turned into a cigar that we actually don't sell. This is a personal blend only. We don't carry it in the store. It is kept in special spots that we don't tell anybody where it's at. We give it to people we like, and that's what it is.
Yeah, and you know, like James just said, this isn't something that's going to be able to be purchased or anything. But again, especially what went on with the cigar, that like we were mentioning earlier in the live, what happened, we sat down, all three of us sat and talked and said, what can we do for our members that's still special for the holiday season? I smoked it, validated. Of course, James and Nick already really enjoyed it.
Yep.
That is why it's in y'all's holiday or December box. This is a gift for all of you.
And we, ladies and gentlemen, get your butt over here. Having guests
parents try to lock me out the damn place. I love the place. Because you know how Brumman do.
So this is not scripted. Life is good, ladies and gentlemen.
The
only Lee Matt 912 is in the house.
What's up, family? What's up, family? Hey, look, they tried to lock me out. They got a code here. You know, Brumman know how to get the code. But nobody is supposed to know the code. They come right on in. Good to see y'all.
We're doing the December unboxing.
All right, that's nice. I didn't get my December box.
It's actually next door for you. So you don't have to put it in the mail. I don't have to put it in. I pulled it. I was like, "Where's Lee Mac's box? Pull that. He'll be here tomorrow."
Nice,
so
nice.
Yeah, this is the failed blend, folks. Not a failed blend. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm not telling you what it is. So you'll see in the notes. My email, blacklionluxuries@gmail.com, is in there. Smoke, guess. Send me your guesses as to what you think this is. We're going to be randomly selecting people. So we'll get everybody who gets it right. We'll see how many that is. We'll make a determination. It'll be a couple winners. It'll be a $100 prize pack for those that can dissect this thing and take it apart and tell me what it is. We'll have cigars, cutters, lighters, kind of as a small thank you, or actually a huge thank you for just being a part of our club. But also we want to acknowledge that, hey, this was not our original plan for December. We wanted to take care of you guys on the 6-month anniversary. And it happened. So I want to make sure Ron and I are taking care of you guys for that. So put your palate to test or to work.
You think anybody's gonna be able to guess it?
I think we got a couple of people who are going to guess it. I mean, but I'll say this. I was wrong the first time too. You were wrong the first time too. I mean, I knew what I was working with, but at the same time, when it all came to fruition, I don't think it smokes like what it is.
I don't think so either. And you know, so what I will, since I won't do the community tab to vote on the cigar, what I will do is I will put all 4 cigars in there. And what I will want people to do, of course, how we operate, unbiased, honest. Y'all tell me what's the best cigar for you smoke all 4 of them. We like numbers, and I want to see what the percentage is going to be. Yep. I think it'd be very interesting to see what everybody's pick is.
And so I do want to reiterate, folks, and this breaks me, and I'll admit that. I try to live by my morals and do right by the world. You know, we promised you cigars that you could walk into a brick and mortar and get.
Yep. You
can't get this again. I know this does not fit of the mission of the club. However, I think we have 3 stellar other cigars, and then opening that deep, dark humidor and pulling these out for you guys. And when you grab it, you're going to look at it and you're going to see the beauty in this. I hope you enjoy it as much as Ron and I do.
Yep.
I hope you know, when you're smoking this and, you know, there's no bias, there's no stories, there's nothing. It's just a pure moment of you and the cigar and the leaf, which is at the end
of the day, though, you know, like, even with that being said too, it's just like, James is the kind of smoker he is. We feel like we're pretty close. Of course, y'all just saw Lee the same way. We just want to put good cigars in your hand. Like I said, no unrealistic stories, no sales pitch or anything like that. Our goal is to put good cigars in your hand. That's it.
Yeah. And I think we've done that. And, you know, for those of you at home that like to play the numbers game, because
Oh yeah.
Some of you do. That's fine.
Yeah.
So we have an 18 plus an 11, so 29 right there. We'll add another 20 for the Black Lion failed project. Don't call it that in public, please. I don't. Wow.
Failed house blend.
Failed house blend.
Failed house blend.
So what I said, 39. You know, we had another 20. That's 59. That's a little more than what you normally get. And then we haven't even added in the $27 in Bombay. So really, really, you know, for those of you that judge value based on that, that's fine. I get it. You know, I work in a store. I get it. We really brought the heat. This is our highest value box when you add all four together.
Don't get used to that. You ain't gonna have $90 worth of cigars or $70 worth of cigars every month. Special month, 6-month anniversary, some things that happened where we had to shift some things around. So we thought it was only fair to make sure that this month was really special. I really, really hate that we're so limited on spots, but hey, man, it is what it is.
Yeah, so I will say this. If you've got a friend that you've been trying to, like, listen, you got to get on this. We only have about 15 more spots for this month before I've got to shut it down. Just where we're at for the month, this cigar, like I said, and here's the reality. This is the end of the run. This is all we have. There was 5,000 when this started. It's
at the end of the road.
It's at the end of the run. So,
because I'm telling you now, I got a 5-pack and I'm not giving mine up.
Yeah, and listen, you can plead and you can call and you can pay $40 per cigar. I will not be selling this. It's just, that's the reality. So I just want to put that caveat out for all who decide to smoke and enjoy. Please don't message me, because I'm going to be the one that says, no. You could be Peyton Manning, you know, another famous football player.
I might get paid one of mine.
Well, that's true, but I would have to think on it for a little bit too. Like, even if Lee-Mac asked, I probably couldn't give him more. But
I want more.
See, he's already trying. He drove up 2 hours just to try to get more. But I think that's it then. Right?
That's pretty much it, man. I'm tired of looking at our ugly faces. So,
well, my ugly face. That's why I can do these, because he balances me out, folks. And we are smoking some cigars you will see featured in future months. We're hard at work, and I can say we put some work in last night with a couple calls to Ron. I can't finish the statement. We're swinging for March. We're swinging for the fences. Let's just say
March will be big, and then of course we're gonna plan a really big first-year anniversary for the club too. Like, I'm gonna me, James, and Nick are all gonna sit down and try to make sure that this is just as good a box as this one. It was weird. Looked at all 4 cigars, looked over at James, and I was like, man, you know what? This really isn't anything to be disappointed about at all. Value, cigars, we're still right there every month. Consistency has been my word of the year for all 2020, and I feel like we've been hitting it out of the park. So.
Yeah, and I mean, that's why I led with some of that information. You're like, this is boring. We plan out. This is not a month-by-month basis for us, folks. Like, we're buying, as you know, most clubs do. But for those that don't, you know, they were kind of giving a sneak peek. We're buying significantly far ahead. These are cigars that we want in the club, and we're going to include in the club in future months. So it was never let's compromise the cigars just to get them in.
Right.
And especially in today's climate, getting this many cigars in this quickly is not an easy feat if we wanted to. But these are cigars that you were going to see anyway. We just kind of shuffled the deck around, and like Ron did the math there quickly.
It's up there, man.
It's
up there. I'm gonna tell you now, man. I hate to harp on it. There's a bias because I'm here, but at the same time, there is nobody putting out that value at under $40. It's just not happening.
So 15 spots. Tell your friends. I anticipate they will be gone today, and I will not be able to open it up until January's box rolls around. Everybody's boxes are scheduled to start landing tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. I looked at all the tracking this morning for every single member. It's up at 5 a.m. while Ron was snoozing away. Somebody's got some. Like, that's how it stays pretty.
I gotta stay moisturized, and I gotta keep my sleep on me, man.
Yeah. So everybody, there were a couple day delay because of what we went through. We still do anticipate having that custom blend at some point that we were working on. So it will not be some story.
No, it's just
there.
Yeah, we just. Oof.
I mean, if you're in the Maryland, Pennsylvania area, and you're coming to our DBL event, which is tonight. Not that I'm giving anything away. You know, we have an event tonight, which is why I say that if you're around and you want to make the trip up, we do have some original run samples left here that if you are like, I want to try it and you want to make the trip up, we'd love to have you, and I'll be more than glad to share some of these unbanded samples while you're at our event today. So there's my plug.
No plug for me. Support Black Lion Luxuries, support boutique, support blue collar. That's all I got.
Shirts are coming. These are coming. Ron and I did this intentionally. We wanted to see the response to it. And also, you've heard it toying around with the new logo, so they might get reprinted, but the polos will be coming. Yeah, so that's it.
That's it.
So once again, folks, thank you very much. Ron and I, from the bottom of our hearts and our families' hearts, because this is a lot of time we put into curating and packing and getting this done. I just want to say thank you all for believing in us, give us a try. And we don't ask a lot of you guys, but I think we're finally at that point where 6 months worth of consistency, and you got the pictures, the quality. Maybe now, if you have a spare moment on Facebook or Instagram and you're willing to start championing us, and tagging the companies and doing that stuff, because we like flying under the radar, but it's time to start flexing though. Because we are pound for pound the best, in my opinion. So
definitely the hottest.
Definitely the hottest.
Definitely the hottest. So, like James just said, thank you guys for all of you that have been supporting, and all of the new people that are sure to come onto the train. So, yeah. With that being said, man, I'm gonna get off here, smoke me some cigars,
and we're gonna pick Lee Mac's brain, but you can kind of see it. There's all four again, folks. Thank you very much. You all have a blessed Wednesday, and as Ron says,
be driven, never motivated.
And to translate.